Welcome to another episode of NPD News. We're Erin, Nancy, and Belinda, part of your neighborhood planning team.
You've probably received a visit from one of our neighborhood planners or maybe a flyer or a door hanger through our Love Where You Live initiative.
The City of Temple has identified a total of 24 neighborhood plans that we are going to work through, and the Northwest Hills Plan is our 15th plan we're doing now.
We hope you enjoy this episode of NPD News, and we look forward to hearing your feedback.
Hi, my name is Erin Smith, Assistant City Manager. This is the Northwest Hills Neighborhood Plan. We are so excited to bring this plan to you all, the residents within the neighborhood. This neighborhood is located north of Airport Road and just west of I-35. It's a very unique neighborhood with a mixture of residential housing. You have anything from apartments and duplexes and single-family residences, as well as commercial along the Airport Road edge. You also have a fantastic neighborhood with parks and open space. This neighborhood is very unique because of the number of parks that are located. You have the Salisbury Community Gardens, Little Blue Stem Park, as well as the Northwest Hills Park. This neighborhood also houses the Temple ISD Elementary School, Kennedy Powell. We've done a lot of research within the neighborhood. This neighborhood contains over 1,700 residents. The median age of the neighborhood is 30 years, with most of the population being 10 to 14 years of age. Most of the neighborhood residents work in healthcare, social assistance, as well as education. The homes within the neighborhood are relatively new. You do have some homes that were built in the 1960s, but then some that were built as soon as recent as 2019. The home ownership within the neighborhood is over 46%, while the other, a little over 53%, rent the residences within the neighborhood. One of the most important pieces of the neighborhood planning effort is public engagement. The City of Temple always starts out with a very extensive public engagement process whenever we begin our neighborhood planning efforts. And we held a community event right here in Northwest Hills Park, where we asked several of you to attend, and we were able to get a lot of feedback from you all via survey. We also received several different surveys in the mail as well as online. Of the survey responses that we received, we heard from you that a lot of you would like to walk or bike ride to key destinations within the neighborhood via trails and sidewalks. Another thing that we learned from you all is that you would like to see a lot of the existing housing stock revitalized.
Neighborhood coalitions are very important and impactful for each neighborhood. Their input is valuable to us as we plan throughout our city. Here are a few words from the Northwest Hills neighborhood champion, Gil Hawley.
So what I like best about my neighborhood is obviously the neighbors that live here. We've got some long-term, we've got some new neighbors in the neighborhood, but the best thing about it is just the friendship, the camaraderie, the partnership that we have together. That's what I really like about this neighborhood. So I've been in this neighborhood since November of 1997, and I've been here close to 27 years. So some really nice things that I would like to see in the neighborhood is more of our neighbors being able to have cameras. I'd like to see some speed bumps to come through because the traffic is really fast, especially over here on the adjoining street. Some things I'd like to see is more frequent drive-bys from the local police officers. That was really what I would like to see. So Little Blue Stem Park is just down the east from me. And the best thing about it is all of the new amenities that we have on board now. When I first moved here, there was like a couple of swings and maybe small things out there. But now we've got a covered place for people to go and sit out and have picnics. We've got the Boy Scouts who built the barbecue pits out there. We've got slides. We've got a whole lot of things, and that's the really best thing about it. Plus, we have a lot of trees, and so it's cool out there in the summertime. It blocks the heat, so it's really nice. I think what's makes me proud about Northwest Hills being a part of Temple is the partnership between the City of Temple and the residents. It's kind of like it's one hand washes the other. I don't think that we could get a lot done without the city, and I don't think the city could get a lot done without us. So it's the partnership that I really like that's really cool. So the last thing I'd like to say about my neighborhood is we really want to make all of the new residents inclusive. And I think the best thing to do to go about that is to put out information like we're going to have a garage sale coming up. And we want the neighbors to be involved. We want the whole neighborhood to be a part of this garage sale. So I just think reaching out to the new neighbors in the neighborhood, finding a really good way of communicating with them once they get here is good.
As we begin the neighborhood plan, there's a lot of work that goes in before we start developing recommendations for your neighborhood plan. This includes many different things. Of those include a photo inventory. The photo inventory has us take photos of very important assets, conditions, opportunities, and concerns within the Northwest Hills neighborhood. We also look at the city's future development and major transportation map. That is a really important map because it shows the future of the neighborhood. And that would contain mainly where we show residential within the interior of the neighborhood as well as neighborhood services. We also show in the future development map that there would be commercial where you see it existing right now along Airport Road as well as the east side of the neighborhood that's adjacent to I-35. The Thoroughfare plan identifies a neighborhood collector, which is Salisbury Drive. That helps residents get to key destinations within the neighborhood. The current zoning of the neighborhood includes a mixture of residential uses, anywhere from multifamily, duplex, and single family. And then you have commercial and retail along Airport Road. Another item that the neighborhood planning team likes to review is the existing condition of all the properties. So we go through every parcel that is located within the neighborhood and give it a rating anywhere from A to F, with A being the best and F being the worst. I'm very excited to tell you all that the Northwest Hills neighborhood, a majority of the parcels are rated anywhere between A and B. Another aspect of our neighborhood planning efforts as we prepare for the recommendations is to do a sidewalk analysis. While there aren't very many sidewalks within Northwest Hills neighborhood, most of them are rated in good condition. There are a few small segments that are in poor condition, but those are very few and far in between.
John Paul Jones Drive and Liberty Drive both lack sidewalks. To improve the overall pedestrian safety, this plan recommends adding sidewalks along both corridors. Together, these two streets provide important linkages through the plan area between Nugent Avenue and Airport Road and to Northwest Hills Park. Priority should be given to crosswalks and intersection enhancements near schools. Airport Road, also known as State Highway 36, is a multi-lane TxDOT roadway that forms the southern edge of the plan area. It links I-35 on the east with Loop 363 on the west. The city should focus on building an 8 to 10 foot wide pedestrian side path along this corridor. That would be designed so that people feel safe while walking or cycling next to high-speed traffic. Including a planting buffer and meandering the path between shade trees would accomplish that goal. Nugent Avenue runs along the northern boundary of the neighborhood, connecting I-35 on the east to HK Dodge and Loop to the west. It provides a vital link between West Temple and Temple High School. It's currently a 2-lane arterial, but the Mobility Master Plan calls for additional lanes and a center turn lane so that traffic flow isn't impeded when vehicles make left turns. A side path on the south side of Nugent would link with adjacent sidewalks and nearby trails to improve pedestrian access to Kennedy Powell Elementary School. Adding street lights and landscape buffers will improve visibility and aesthetics for everyone using the street. 43rd Street would add a new link between Airport Road and Nugent Avenue. The Thoroughfare plan proposes a 2-lane collector that would alleviate traffic flowing through the plan area by offering an alternative route that may have the added benefit of creating a buffer between the existing homes and the busy commercial areas along the interstate. Salisbury Drive is a collector running through the middle of the neighborhood that links I-35 to Airport Road. Parallel parking should be provided on both sides of the road, the idea being that this should encourage people using Salisbury as a shortcut to slow down and drive with caution. Additionally, providing sidewalks on both sides of the street would strengthen the pedestrian access to Salisbury Garden. Access along the Airport Road corridor is a key challenge. A large number of driveways coupled with large volumes of high-speed traffic may create hazardous conditions. In some cases, the parking area stretches across the full street, which adds conflict points, making crashes more likely. Our analysis shows where sidewalks do exist, they're placed inconsistently, they're interrupted by driveways, and that can discourage people from using the sidewalks. Planners and builders should consider minimizing unnecessary entrances to decrease congestion caused by vehicles entering and leaving the roadway, and also reduce those conflict points where pedestrians and cyclists and vehicles may collide.
The Enhancement Focus Map is an exhibit intended to provide land use priorities and direction for the built environment. It assigns types of enhancements that should define future investment in the neighborhood. There are 6 separate categories consisting of commercial edge, school campus, neighborhood mixed use, neighborhood conservation, linear park, and community park.
Hi, I'm Kelly Treach Atkinson, the Assistant Director of Planning and Development. The Northwest Hills neighborhood is a mix of single-family housing, duplexes, apartment buildings, and some multiplexes. The Northwest Hills neighborhood plan includes elements for cohesive infill development that will help maintain the existing and established neighborhood character.
We're here at the Salisbury Apartments right along Salisbury Drive. One of the assets of the Northwest Hills neighborhood is the amount of multifamily living options that are available. However, one of the drawbacks with multifamily is that there tends to be a lot of turnover. So a lot of folks moving in, moving out, that tends to cause a lot of bulk trash, more than can be accommodated in the existing dumpsters. So there tends to be an overflow of that. At least that's what we heard from the neighborhood residents and stakeholders. Our solution to that is to build an enclosure around the dumpsters to help screen some of that overflow and really take some of the unsightliness away from that area in between bulk trash pickups.
Hi there, Northwest Hills. Christina Strickland here. I'm your senior neighborhood planner, and I'm at the future location for the proposed Northwest Hills Linear Park. This trail will ultimately provide residents a connection from Airport Road to downtown Temple, and it'll include bikeable and walkable destinations, a pond element, as well as recreational amenities. This linear park will serve as a transition between existing residential and future mixed-use and commercial developments by acting as a buffer while enhancing the neighborhood. The park will enable new development and promote neighborhood conservation efforts to keep with the character of the area. It will also promote increased utilization of the park facilities, including Salisbury Community Garden at its center.
Hi, I'm Belinda Garcia, Neighborhood Navigator for your neighborhood planning team. The southeast portion of the neighborhood is where we can envision the Northwest Hills Neighborhood Center being located. This location would take advantage of the proximity to I-35 and airport to make the development an opportunity for retail, dining, personal services, offices, and residential. The proposed Northwest Hills Trail and Linear Park would provide a strong pedestrian connection. Some character elements that would be present are a walkable street environment, live-work shop fronts, porches, and stoops to encourage street engagement, and an emphasis on maintaining the eastern portion of the site, which is a floodplain, as open space to provide the necessary supporting infrastructure for future development. The Northwest Hills Neighborhood Center would provide some much needed neighborhood identity and would be an ideal location for working professionals new to Temple.
We're here at the corner of Searly and Airport Road, near the largest undeveloped area of land within the Northwest Hills neighborhood. This area really provides a unique opportunity to add some additional commercial frontage along Airport Road, as well as improve access to Kennedy Powell Elementary School. If you come by here any afternoon at about between 3 and 4 o'clock, you'll see that students and their parents really do have a difficult time accessing the school. The queuing line is really long. So we feel like this would be a great way for us to address that. We also have a vision for adding some additional single-family homes, better access from Salisbury, creating an opportunity to really pull some of the traffic off of Airport Road into the interior of the neighborhood, creating some additional relief to the traffic along Airport Road as well. Just a lot of wonderful opportunities within this area that we feel this Northwest West End development will provide.
The general street zone should have ample lighting and maintain high operating standards as they see the largest portions of vehicular and pedestrian traffic. In the multifamily zone, light spacing should be done to maximize safety in common areas at apartments and group housing. The neighborhood zone, primarily single-family residents, needs to balance lighting for safety concerns while maintaining residential privacy. Intersection zones require increased lighting to ensure pedestrian and vehicular safety. The park zone is highly visible and active and should be pedestrian scaled and well lit as to encourage extended use. For the business and commercial zone, the use of backlight, uplight, and glare ratings should be considered to reduce off-site lighting impact on adjacent residential properties.
The Northwest Hills name for the neighborhood originated as part of this planning exercise for neighborhood branding. The establishment of the neighborhood's brand was a process that included significant input from the city's planning team in an effort to capture the spirit of the neighborhood in graphic form. On your screen illustrates the concept development of the Northwest Hills brand. Since the Northwest Hills neighborhood is a directional name, it is fitting for the neighborhood's identity to allude to a compass or some other directional component. This is displayed through the use of north arrows as well as modern or antique-looking compass designs. In addition to compass references, some of the designs incorporate the hills aspect of the Northwest Hills name. Since Northwest Hills is more of a drive-by neighborhood rather than a drive-through neighborhood, it is important to add monumentation along the bounding major arterial, Airport Road, to further enhance the neighborhood's identity and visibility from the major arterial. In addition to Airport Road, there are opportunities for a monument to be placed along Salisbury Drive. 3 monument designs are provided to accommodate the varying constraints at the potential sites.
Thank you all for joining us for this MPD News edition for Northwest Hills. We really want to hear from you. So as we take steps into the future for Northwest Hills, please remember to review this video and all of the recommendations that we have within the neighborhood plan and get back to us by August 29th. You can email us at mpdnews@templetx.gov. Have a great day.
We are Northwest Hills. I got all my neighbors with me. We are Northwest Hills. Get up everybody and share. We are Northwest Hills. I got all my neighbors with me. We are Northwest Hills. Get up everybody and share. Everyone can see us from I-35 as we shop nearby. And we all like to travel down Salisbury Drive. Neighbors are saying hi. All of the neighbors around us, they say, can we get sidewalks? Just let me include that in the plan. The linear trail won't make us squawk. We are Northwest Hills.